Welcome to another installment of This Is Not Normal on the Political Drain podcast with Drill Sergeant Doug, aka Admin Doug, a U.S. Army veteran, teacher, musician, and family man from Jamaica, now fights for justice and democracy through commentary and humor. Follow him on YouTube at Political Drain and at Sons of Liberty Official as Drill Sergeant, aka Admin Doug, continues to protect our freedoms.
That Donald Trump's own handlers are not only kicking him out of meetings, kicking him out of the White House, kicking him out of briefings, but locking the door so he can't come back in.
What's up, YouTube? Drill Sergeant here, and we have some breaking news from you. This is news that's coming from the Wall Street Journal. That's coming from Jack Cocherella, and if you don't know who that is, you need to be watching him. And we're going to have some disagreements on his opinions, but the news is breaking, and it's breaking from multiple sources. But we have something even more special. YouTube, we have obtained, Political Drain has obtained exclusive footage from inside the room where it happened. No one else has this. No one else has this. Now, in order to let you know what we mean by that, where that room is and what happened, I'm going to let you hear Jack Cocherella tell it first.
It is time for the 25th Amendment. It's time for impeachment. It's time for the removal of a president who is so out of control that his own advisors quite literally do not trust him to be in the room. And that is the reporting that we are getting today from the Wall Street Journal, that Donald Trump's own handlers are not only kicking him out of meetings, kicking him out of the White House, kicking him out of briefings, but locking the door so he can't come back in because he's that much of a liability. That is the reporting that we are getting today about the President of the United States who, at the same time as he is not allowed in meetings, as he is being removed, he is taking out his phone to tweet about the war crimes he can't wait to commit. That is a terrifying thought. It is why we need the 25th Amendment. We are going to get into that reporting.
There you have it. President Trump thrown out of the building. Well, not the full building, which is where he should have been thrown out of, but thrown out of the room where they were making decisions, life and death decisions, on how to save U.S. soldiers, U.S. airmen who have been downed by anti-aircraft gunfire that supposedly didn't exist. So we have that footage. We have footage of the minute, the moment Trump gets thrown out for having this temper tantrum, and we want to show it to you now. Watch this. Amazing stuff.
Look at me. That's unacceptable behaviour, and now you've got to go into the naughty zone. Come on, come in.
Donald?
Because you were misbehaving. And if you carry on behaving like this, you will end up back in this naughty zone every time, and you will have your toys taken away.
I've never seen anything like this. That is the real exclusive footage gained only by Political Drain. You won't get that anywhere else. This is an amazing story. Don't go anywhere till the end.
White House leak reveals Trump booted from briefing after hours-long freakout. Donald Trump reportedly threw such a tantrum during a fraught rescue operation in Iran that his aides banished him from the room as they were briefed. Senior administration officials told Rupert Murdoch's Wall Street Journal that the commander-in-chief went into a frenzied state upon learning 2 airmen were missing when their fighter jet was downed in Iran. His tirade became such a hindrance to the operation that aides barred him from the room. Donald Trump was barred from the room handling the crisis, opting instead to brief him in intervals, officials revealed to the Journal.
Good and decent people of YouTube. His aides, the people in charge, and these are professionals. These are professionals. We have footage of when the aides first told him that this was coming, and they were trying to get him under control. Watch this.
If you do not listen to Mummy, you will go and sit on the naughty chair for not listening. Now up you get, please. She went to put him on it, and he went mad. So he won't go on the chair, so move him away. Look, watch this, look. All right, this is temper.
Donald?
Tiff,
Donald?
you didn't listen to Mummy. Now you stay here, please. You stay there. Come away, up.
I did trust Joe in the situation.
Wow. Wow. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Those are professionals. They know what they're doing. And here, as reported by Jack Cotarella, we have the footage of how the staff and the aides preferred to brief him in intervals throughout the official meeting since he was no longer in there and could not comply with the rules of decency and stop yelling, to be honest. Here's what it looked like.
The reason why he kicks and screams and he holds on to you is because you latch on too. And he will do what he's doing now, which is sobbing, okay? Don't pick him up. Don't pick him up. Go down to his level and say to him, what do you want? Stop crying. I cannot hear you.
What do you want? What do you want? Adam, get him off.
Donald?
Was totally shocked at Mum's behaviour.
Walk away.
After 45 minutes,
There was no stopping. There was no stopping. Even while being briefed in intervals. And these professionals did everything they could to go through the line of steps to do when treating someone like him with his specific way of acting. He still was the same as he came in. That's him. We're going to go ahead and go into what Jack is saying here and tell you where we see the flaws, things that you need to know.
Before the airmen went missing, the president was already fixated on avoiding a repeat of the 1979 Iran hostage crisis and the failed rescue mission under former President Jimmy Carter that helped sink his re-election bid. If you look at what happened with Jimmy Carter, with the helicopters and the hostages, it cost them the election, Trump said in March, according to the Journal. What a mess. A frantic Trump feared the two missing airmen from the downed F-15E Strike Eagle, both eventually rescued after a high-risk recovery mission, could define his presidency too.
And right there is the first issue. You see, when they said he was talking about what happened to Jimmy Carter and how it affected his re-election, but then just assumed the reason why he made such a big stink about that was because he thought that it would be the legacy of his presidency. Stop it. No, he says that all the time. Have you noticed? He's still talking about re-election. He's not planning on going anywhere. He's pissed off because he thinks that there's still some way to be reelected. He still has delusions of this kingship, of staying in that chair until he dies, and maybe he'll never die in his mind. Yes, that is how dictators think, even when they're 80 years old. He's not saying that because he cares about the legacy of his presidency. He's saying that because he thinks that it's going to affect his re-election. And he makes those faux pas all the time. Now, we're going to end this with a little bit more of what Jack says, and I agree with him for the most part. But there's some issue, once again, with how we're dealing with this. And we're going to be talking about the Second Amendment, the 25th Amendment. Excuse me, Freudian slip.
25th Amendment, 25th Amendment, 25th Amendment. We are going to look back, not you and I, because we've been saying this, but people are going to look back on this in history and go, what the fuck were they up to? They didn't get that guy out? The guy they were literally removing from meetings? They didn't take him all the way out of the White House and kick his ass onto the street? What? If he can't be in meetings, he can't be the commander-in-chief. His own aides know that. J.D. Vance knows that. Pete Hegseth knows that. Stephen Miller knows that. General Kane knows that. The Congress knows that. I know it. You know it. The media knows it, and they don't report on it.
And YouTube, when he says the media knows this, he's not just saying MSNBC and CNN, not even Fox News. The people who know about this are even his own sycophantic playground news stations. They know this. Watch this.
President Trump out on Truth Social, so let's put it up. Why not? Here we go. Rolling the dice here. He says this. Why did I say that? I have ordered the United States Navy to shoot and kill any boat, small boats, though they may be, their naval ships are all, 159 of them at the bottom of the sea, that is putting mines in the waters of the Strait of Hormuz. There is to be no hesitation. Additionally, our mine sweepers are clearing the strait right now. I am hereby ordering that activity to continue, but at a tripled up level. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I'm sorry, I know this is supposed to be serious, and it is serious. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, tripled up level, it's like a Pac-Man game. I mean, the whole thing, it's just interesting. Gina, your take on what he's saying here.
Can we go to Terrence instead?
Sure, Terrence.
Okay, so my interpretation of this, and again, I read this probably just a few minutes ago, similar to you. My interpretation of this is President Trump's way of saying the ceasefire is over. All right, we may not attack mainland Iran at this point, but if any of your ships are anywhere in the water, we're taking them out. That's my interpretation. Now, again, that's not exactly what he said, but that's just how I see all of this. That's my interpretation.
Well,
am I off base here? Is that not how you guys see it?
Yes, I'll go a step further. I think what he's going to end up doing, and we've said this for a while. I shouldn't say we. I won't speak for both of you, but what I've said, he's going to finish the job. I believe it will finish, and I think it's going to get messy. And I think we're going to the blow to smithereens portion of this war. I think it's going to happen. These people are crazy. He knows it. He wants to deal with him. He wants peace, but they don't want peace.
They know he's an idiot. They know he's stupid. They know he is not prepared for the presidency. He's not prepared to be a CEO, much less a president. He's not prepared to be the president of student council, much less the United States. He's a child and an imbecile, and they do the best they can to clean it up. But even they see it.
25th Amendment, 25th Amendment, 25th Amendment. We are going to look back, not you and I, because we've been saying this, but people are going to look back on this in history and go, what the fuck were they up to?
Do not fall for this 25th Amendment stuff. Good and decent people of YouTube, we do need to get rid of this guy. We need to impeach him, convict him, and remove him. With all of the Republicans that are losing their seats, not only losing their seats, but straight up resigning and going on Twitter and bashing him. We got MTG, we got Mace, Nancy Mace, whatever her name is. We've got senator after House Republican after House Republican that see the lame duck quacking in the background. You could have gotten to a coalition. What's the point of being friends and eating and breaking bread with these people, you Democrats in office, if you don't know that some of them are thinking about resigning because of how much they hate this? And you couldn't make a coalition with any of them to file these impeachments? No. You were too busy making calls and getting money for the next election. Well, that next election is coming, and we're going to hopefully unseat a lot of you with people like Bree Woodson, Jordan Herrera. We're going to hopefully unseat a lot of you. But there's one more thing. The 25th Amendment, it's a moot point, because the 25th Amendment requires the cabinet. This is Dumpy Pants cabinet that we're talking about here is on their knees for so long that they can't even stand up long enough to see that the guy's had multiple strokes. They can't look him in the face. You in the Congress have the power to do it. Saying the 25th Amendment is just handing off the responsibility to people who you know won't do it. They're on their knees. They have rug burn. I know that the 25th Amendment won't work because we have one more secret recording of what Trump has been doing to his cabinet members, how he bullies them. And this is amazing. After watching this, you too will know the 25th Amendment can't work. Watch Trump here.
Bryce, stop.
Jen, first warning. First
If I have
warning.
to ask you again, you'll go to the naughty mat.
He didn't stop pushing his little brother around, so he got sent to the naughty mat.
I'm not gonna have you act like this. Stop. Walk to the mat right now.
He's a bully. He's a bully to them. And at the end there, when Ivanka, his daughter, came in to calm him down and hold his hand and carry him to the naughty rug, he just still kept screaming. The 25th Amendment can't work. That's how he treats his cabinet members. I'm glad to have given you all this exclusive footage. No one else is going to have it. Thank you all to the reporting that you've been doing. But we've got to start changing the narrative. Stop passing the buck. Congress can do this now. They could have done it a long time ago if they've been developing these relationships for more than just money and knew that there is an entire whole right side of the Congress out there that's just waiting for you to grow a pair. You can do this, actually. He's a lame duck, but he doesn't seem to think so. He's worried about looking like Carter because that's what made him lose his reelection. He still thinks he can be reelected for a third term, and he's going to try every which way to do it. We got to stop him. I'll see you on June 28th through July 4th. Any one of those days or all of those days you can come. 7 days in D.C. In Washington, D.C., direct action. We're calling for the impeachment, for the conviction, and for the removal of this entire cabinet, not just Trump. Start with whoever you have to. Get creative. But there's a long list of people in this cabinet who are equally as guilty of so many impeachable offenses that continue on every day. Not to mention, have you seen the Epstein files? No, the other 3 million documents. Look, guys, I'll see you there. You have so much time to plan. That's why we're doing it now. That's why we're telling you now. I'll see you guys there. Direct action, not in a park, in a face. In the faces of the people who have the power to do something about this maniac in office. The time to fight is now. Also, direct action means maybe you need to be throwing some dildos. I didn't say throwing, I'm sorry. Holding, playing. The dildo distribution people. Yeah. You haven't seen them? Go to closertotheedge.com. I'm going to put the link in there that shows you the whole thing that they're doing. It's amazing. But they're using these, and they've got thousands of them now because they realize that they're so effective at warding off these ICE agents at Whipple and Minneapolis. And now around the nation, they're giving these away to people. They're passing them out because that absurdity in the face of this toxic masculinity seems to be the one thing that gets these ICE agents to back off. It actually works. So I want to help them get those donations for the thousands that they've bought. Also, the thousands were donated to them as well. But for the ones that they bought, they need to get that money back, and they need to keep this going because it's working. If nothing else, just to piss off those ICE agents. Email me, politicaldrain@proton.me. politicaldrain.proton.me. You email me, say, I want to donate, and I will give you the instructions on how to do so, because the time to fight is now. Hey, yeah, you. Before you click away to watch someone unbox a tactical toothbrush, let's talk about something real. Political Drain isn't just another content mill. We're a digital front in a very real war. Not with bullets, but with ideas, with action, and with solidarity. We pair urgent news with critical education. And we build community around actual resistance, not the hashtag kind. The kind that moves. But here's the thing. None of this is free. It isn't. Behind every video is time, labor, research, and some weird guy asking if we're going to pay the hosting bill. And yeah, some of that money goes to things we can't necessarily say out loud. If you know, you know. Let's just say our special ops aren't Call of Duty LARPers. They're people making real moves to protect, uplift, and organize. You're not just funding a channel. You're funding a resistance network in a world where capital still calls the shots. Unfortunately, in a system built on artificial scarcity, even mutual aid has a price tag. And if we want to grow, if we want to win, we need your help. We need your help. So if you've got even a few bucks to spare, toss it our way. It's not for ads. It's not for merch drops, but for people making moves in the shadows so others can do it in the light. It's just us and you. So fund the mission, fund the fight, fund the future, because nobody's coming to save us. We save each other. That's how this works.
That was the Political Drain podcast, which can be heard on www.groovechillradio.com/political-drain and can be viewed on the Political Drain YouTube channel anytime. Once again, thank you for listening to Groove Chill as we resist fascism in any form, pursue democracy, peace, and love.